Yeah. Hey, it's Romania Black, and the time has come. It's been 8 volumes, and I've not needed to bring out Whiteboard Coon. But after a comment on YouTube, I did. I needed to bring it out, and my dogs are like, "Oh, well, you can play with me now that you've started recording," and that's not going to happen. So, yeah. So I wanted to bring out Whiteboard Coon, not only because we're getting into the meat of of Berserk, the Golden Age arc now, where we're down to the breakup, where Guts is like, I gotta go find my purpose. I gotta go do my own thing. Griffith, you seem like an upstanding person who can stand on your own. You don't need me. And we as the audience, under normal circumstances would be like, oh yeah, no, Griffith's got this. You go do your thing, Guts. But Griffith is not the type of person that I don't think has ever had something that was his walk away from him, and something that was his just suddenly not be able to be his. And yeah, I think that's affected him a little bit. a wee bit, as it were. So I had Monty Mont. If you don't know what Whiteboard Coon is, this is my explainer of all things. It is very hard to get Whiteboard Coon in the space of this angle, but it has worked. And so Monty Mont basically talked about how this really, really cool parallel that I guess I hadn't articulated or explained or really truly realized. So I'm glad that they pointed this out, of looking at, based on the manga, now that we've had the manga and we're nearly up to the anime 1997 version where it ends, talking about how the encounters with the governor, as well as the count, and as well as also Griffith's encounter with the nobility that was attacking Casca, kind of have elements that parallel, which I thought were really interesting. So if we look at the experience of Griffith first with the governor, Gennon, as well as Guts with the count, they are two instances where they're faced with these monstrous noblemen, and the result of it is an act of empowerment. Griffith gets to kill the governor and move on, empowered to move forward along his journey, and Guts killing the count kind of has the same thing. Now, I want to switch gears just a little bit and talk about Griffith and the nobleman that was assaulting Casca, and Guts sticking with him and the count from the first volume of the manga. In these instances, you have both Guts and Griffith that interact with female characters who have a connection with each of the noblemen that basically get conquered by Griffith and Guts. But the interactions that happen and the results are polar opposites, which I find fascinating. So you have Griffith, who helps give Casca the sword to defend herself and keep herself alive, in opposition to the nobleman. And then you have Guts with the count's daughter, who gives her basically the inner rage and fury that drives her survival against everything that's just happened to her. And in the case of Griffith, he's met with Casca being adoring of him and her adoration. And with the daughter of the count, her reaction to Guts is hatred, which is the polar opposite. So then you have the idea of both Griffith and Guts mocking the individuals they're up against. Griffith mocking the nobility of the man that's assaulting Casca, and Guts mocking the apostle's so-called superiority against when he faces him in the other realm. So you have that. But then you also have the way that Griffith and Guts both handle themselves. Griffith, in the scene with Casca and the nobleman, is literally positioning himself as this virtuous figure, this angelic figure who is on a literal high horse, like just showing up being all brilliant and everything. And then you have Guts, who literally villainizes himself and makes himself out to be like the doggiest of dog shit. And you're like, but that's not true, Guts. But he won't have it any other way. Then you have the way that Griffith is able to calm down and draw people near to him. Not only Casca with the nobleman, but people in general. Like Griffith, using that calm, soothing voice, is able to calm people down and draw them to him, whereas Guts literally is gruff and loud and hurts people and distances them from him so that they won't get hurt too. And it's like, Griffith is totally fine being calm and drawing you near because he's going to use you for his advantage and come out on top. Guts wants to distance you from him because he knows you're going to get hurt if you're near him. So it's like, And then you have the idea of Griffith's being true indifference. Griffith doesn't really care. He just wants you to be next to him in case if he needs you. But Guts is feigning that indifference. And we know that by the end because Griffith ends up smiling, being like, yeah, everything's fine. And Guts ends up crying, showing like the facade, the persona crumbling. So I thought that was such a really cool thing to point out, and I wanted to bring that to the table this week. And since we're about to start out with, Griffith in the aftermath of Guts leaving, I thought it'd be well intentioned that we point that out. Now, also along with that is the idea that I fully expect this volume to maybe give us a little bit more content, because in the anime we had like one episode where we showed Guts like just hanging out in the woods, met himself a blacksmith and his daughter, just hanging out having a good time, which again, older figures and their daughters interacting with Griffith and Guts, the king and Charlotte. I feel like there's a whole essay you could write about adult male figures and their young female counterparts interacting with Guts or Griffith. I feel like there's a whole thing there. Maybe when the manga gets close to being caught up and done, we can revisit that, but that's interesting. So yeah, I have a feeling, since we just had like one episode of Guts meanwhile, what he's doing while Griffith is suffering and being tortured, I feel like maybe the manga had a little bit more and the anime was just like, look, we got like 25 episodes. We don't have time to deviate. We need to get back to the main plot. We'll see if that actually happens or not, but I'm excited. So the little cover page here with Griffith has been revealed. We'll see how this goes, but we're going to go ahead and start looking at volume 9 of Berserk. And if we need Whiteboard Coon's behind me. If we need him, we can break stuff down. It'll be fine. But we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, this pose of Griffith looking he doesn't look as thin and scrawny, but then again, this looks like it's on bed sheets. So it looks like this is the morning after his mistake with Charlotte, where he goes all Joe Bluth and is like, I've made a huge mistake. Like, you have that moment, but because his upper body still looks like it has some musculature to it. Yep. Let's see what we get here. Oh my God. Oh, what is this? Skeleton Knight. Oh my God. This is without a doubt one of the best things this manga has given us so far. And it's the most simple thing, but holy shit. I mean, that's Griffith, the eye with the eyeball with the hawk-like thing to it. And it's the one eyeball, right? The crown of thorns around him, like he's a freaking messiah. The rose coming off of it, like blooming. And then inside, the damn behelit. And there's the other eye. The one eye's in his head and the other eye's with the behelit. Oh my God. I'm kind of obsessed with this one. If I got a tattoo, I'm phobic of needles, so it will probably never happen. But if I got a tattoo, I would kind of want this. Is that weird to say? As horrible as Griffith is, the design of that is just so incredible. And it's literally like the skull is cracking open like an egg. The skull is cracking open like an egg, but inside the egg is the behelit being like, your fate has already been predetermined. Oh my God. And that this is and it's not just that it's been predetermined, but it's the concept of Griffith, his whole brain, everything fueling him and all of his thoughts are on his ambition and his desire, which is literally what the behelit embodies. Oh, Skeleton Knight. This is such a way to start out this volume. But yeah, a Skeleton Knight, start of the everlasting night. I like the play on words with night as in armored knight and night as in darkness. The fallen hawk. Ooh, yes. And that's obviously when demise of a dream. Oh, it feels like we're going to get 4 chapters just on Griffith, which is intriguing. All right. Arms tournament, which is where we pick up with Guts. The fugitives, the fighter, comrades in arms. Oh, and confession. Oh, and wounds. Oh, we could be getting everything. We could be getting what? Are we getting are we getting sexy times all around in this volume? Is this going to be my favorite volume of Berserk? Is this going to be my favorite volume of Berserk? Are we peaking too soon? I'm sure we aren't. I'm sure there's going to be amazing volumes to come. But I'm like, so far with this cover alone, I feel like we've peaked already. I don't know what else. What else can we do? Oh my God. Okay. Oh, what an interesting transition, because of course we have an owl. We have the owl, and you have Griffith as the hawk. I feel like this is a nice parallel too to the opening of the anime, where Griffith is got the brand, or Guts has the brand, and he's being plagued by the God Hand. I feel like this is kind of a direct contrast to that. Skeleton Knight. I like the Guts seems kind of sad. He's like, shit, I left my besties and I have to do this, but it sucks. I hate to have to go along my way, but what else can we do? Oh, and it's a wolf. Wow. Or is it a fox? Is it a wolf? He's like, why am I so scared? It's been a while since I've camped alone. It's interesting because you had him back, where he fell down the cliff and was surrounded by wolves, and now like the lone wolf kind of runs away from him. I haven't been alone once these 3 years. I've forgotten the sense of unease unless my sword's next to me. I'd forgotten that the night was this vast, this deep. Back then, it never occurred to me that I could have avoided a night like this. I never even thought to try. Oh, Mira, why are you giving us Guts with this really somber, sad look? Like, I kind of like this, though, because in the anime, Guts was just like, everything's fine. You guys all figure it out. Tally ho. And just went on his way. And here, I like that Mira, like, I can see why they cut it from the anime for time's sake, because it doesn't add anything to the plot that is needed. But I like from this angle that you kind of see that Guts is really sad about it. He's like, it's hard to do what you think is right, especially when, what else can you do? Oh, don't do that. Maybe I'm trying to throw something away. Irreplaceable that I'll never have again. Oh my God. And Griffith with his arms around Casca and him. And then Corcus, of course, is turning away like, I don't want anything to do with this. But then there's Pippin and Rickert and Judo. Oh my God, knowing what happens in the anime, this is just like such a montage of just pure sadness. Why would you do this to us, Mira? Why would you do this? As long as I can feel warm, is that good enough? I'm trying to let go of an irreplaceable today for some vague tomorrow I might never find, even if it exists. Even without some big exaggerated dream, people go on living. He's like, I got this idea from hearing Griffith's words, and if I hadn't, can I say I've set out by my own will? Oh! After all, that's not today anymore, it's yesterday. Ooh. I kind of like this. I like the idea that he's seeing Guts like kind of missing Griffith and being like, this sucks. I know I'm not going to ever become him. Is this my will or not? Like, I like that Guts is thinking about that. He's like, I got these ideas from Griffith and his speech. So is it truly, that's a really good point, because he's saying, is this something I really decided for myself, or was I influenced by Griffith? Because if this is all part of the God Hand's plan, then yeah, Griffith's words and him arriving just in time to hear them. I mean, it sounds like an act of fate, but it does make it to where now he kind of did make this decision kind of based off what he heard from Griffith. Right place, right time. But it was Guts' decision ultimately to go. And Guts being self-aware about this, I think that self-awareness does lend to him being somewhat in control of his actions here. Oh! Oh! Oh, we're getting Zod? What was that bloodthirstiness? No. The savagery that feels like it clings. Oh, are we getting Zodness? Are we getting Zodness? What? Oh, what is this? What is this business? It blindsided me. If I move, that's when I'll be killed. Oh my God, I love that we just see its eyes. What? Oh! What is this? What is this business? What is this Skeleton Knight? Oh, how badass! It's not Zod. It's a new player has entered the field. I like on the horse's armor, it's a rose, but it has like an infinity loop of thorns. What is this shady ass mofo? I am impressed by the design. It's not Zod, but what are we having here? What? I'm sure he was right behind me. I've never misread an enemy's presence once. I could have sworn he was trying to bring his sword down on me. Zod, no, it's not, but this is a weird, unreal feeling. So the gears have indeed begun turning. Gears? What does that mean? You struggler, take heed. Struggler? Oh, what? 1 year, hence shall be the time of the eclipse. Oh my God, he's getting a message! You and your friends, those yet unseen of the fleshless flesh, and that halt of yours determined to rule, and that half of yours determined to rule, shall all be gathered then in that place. A torrent of madness, a tempest of death, for which the human body could never atone, shall sweep over you. But take heed, struggler. You were born from a corpse and began your life from death in the mud. You are closer to death than anyone. Thus you excel in escaping it. Oh my gosh! What? This is madness! Oh my God! And the bat. Okay. So theory time. There is the female body with the bat on the front of the horse. So I'm so curious why Zod and this skeleton knight are so wanting to help Guts in a weird way, right? Because Zod gave him the sword to keep him from dying. And then this skeleton knight just shows up and is like, hey, I'm just warning you, about a year from now, there's going to be this big event go down and your friends are going to be attacked by demons, and that half of yours determined to rule all shall be gathered. Oh my God, this skeleton knight is shipping Guts with Griffith. He's just like, hey, your other half, he's going to try to rule everybody, and just want to let you know it's going to end badly. What? Okay, theory time. The bat woman insignia on front of the horse, it could mean anything, even though Boob Bat Lady is constantly a reference to this. It could be anyone. It makes no sense for the God Hand to send Zod or this skeleton knight to warn Guts. It makes no sense. Why would they do that? And why tell them? You would think they don't care. They're there for Griffith to do whatever. My theory, that could be totally wrong. I don't want to know if I'm right or not. So don't go in the comments and be like, you are wrong. No, I'll figure it out. But we'll figure it out as we go. But I have a conspiracy theory now that Skeleton Knight and Zod, just like we have the God Hand, if there is like another group that are maybe they could even be the former God Hand that were kicked out, or they're a bunch of demon lords, kind of like the God Hand, that are actively trying to work against Griffith and the God Hand to get them out of here. Maybe they're going to try to enlist Guts at some point and be like, hey, you seem like you're somewhat competent. Want to join our crazy crew? I don't know. I just feel like we're setting up there are two hands. So maybe one hand is the God Hand with Griffith, and this other hand could have Zod, the Skull Knight, and Guts, and 3 others. Or 2 others, rather, and they could be like starting this big battle against one another. Maybe, I don't know. It's like, why does this Skull Knight care? Why is he wanting to talk to Guts? He calls him the struggler. Why warn him? Why do you care? Did Zod put you up to this? Am I going to ship Zod and Skull Knight? I don't know. But I like Skull Knight's design an awful lot. They're really freaking badass and cool. I like it. I don't know. But yeah, I love the idea that this explains why Guts has to survive. He's the one that can escape free will. He was born from death, so he's the anomaly. So you're closer to death than anyone, and thus you can keep getting away from it. Interesting. So fascinating. I'm obsessed. Struggle, contend, wriggle. That alone is the sword of one who confronts death. Never forget that. Yeah, how do you know about me? Who are you? Are you my father? What's going on? Why aren't you telling me these things? Oh my God. I love how cryptic this is. So yes, struggle, contend, and wriggle away. Yeah. So you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle real hard. You're going to have to contend with a lot of things, and you're going to have to wriggle your way out of circumstances, but that's the only way to survive and confront death. What the fudge? In the abyss of despair, only he who stands up with broken sword in hand. Perhaps. Oh, come on! You're not going to give us anything from that? Son of a bitch. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So only he who stands up with a broken sword in hand. So the one that keeps on going, right? That never falls down, right? We've seen that. That's why Zod gave him the sword. He kept on going. I feel like just with like Laban and Owen being secret supporters of Griffith, Skull Knight and Zod are like secret supporters of Guts. Are metrosexual supernaturals. And he's like, was it an illusion? Yeah, the Skull Knight. I would like to think it's an illusion too, right? Oh, shit. It's raining. But he says, no, it's not an illusion because there was the footprint from the horseshoe. How badass. I love this. Obviously, see why they cut it out of the anime, because there's no explanation for it, and they weren't going to cover when we eventually will get an explanation for it, so makes sense. But, oh, y'all know it's coming. Here comes the rain again. Okay. Yeah, she seems depressed. Yeah, I'm like, I'd be gloomy too if I lost 3 relatives in a row. Yeah, her stepmom, her uncle, her cousin. Yeah. Oh, but Lord Julius and Lord Adonis aside, Her Highness disliked her so much. She's like, oh no. They were parent and child. Yeah. She's like, even though the woman like was terrible to Charlotte, she still was her mom. So you have some kind of feeling there. And then the lightning flashes, and there is Griffith looking like Jareth out of Labyrinth, like a little owl pecking at the window, asking Sarah to let him in. Just saying, except he didn't bring the glitter confetti when he came this time. And then, yes, what are you doing out in the rain? He's like, good evening. My boyfriend just left me, so I've come to ease my sorrows. She's like, oh, it would cause a terrible uproar if a gentleman had entered the palace at this late. He's like, would you permit me to enter? Like a damn vampire, just asking her to let him into their room. Yes. She's like, oh, of course, come in. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm dripping water. And then, yeah, and that's when she like is like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I missed you, of course. Oh my God, girl. Why didn't you come and see me sooner? And then she just goes on and on about what's going on here. Oh my God, Griffith. Oh my God. And he's just, yeah, it's just her going on and on about it. And he's like, look, I didn't come here to hear you talk about how much you've missed me. I come here because I'm pissed that the one thing that should be mine is gone and is no longer mine. And so I have to to help ease himself from this loss of power, he has to claim something else to get that satisfaction back. And she's the one right there in front of him. Miura can draw a damn kiss scene, though. You know what? A lot of mangaka say they're scared of drawing kiss scenes. Miura's like, hold my mic, hold my beer. Let me show these people lip locking. You happy? I'm like, oh, yes, very, very much. Damn. There's always something beautiful about Start of the Everlasting Night. There's something really beautiful about sheer, the way that some people draw like the bodies under sheer cloth. Definitely. And him kind of lifting her up in the air shows like how much bigger he is than she is. Oh my God, like she had to catch her breath. Okay, now there is in the anime, yeah, she starts to say no in that moment, which, you know, consent is a thing. She starts to say no, but then when they stop kissing, she does take a breath. The moment they show like the eye like that, she like grips his arm and everything, but then she lets it go. And obviously, is there, you know, you can say there's consent between her and Griffith in that moment because she dropped her hand. But then there is the problem that she is like a 14, 15-year-old girl, and he should know better to be in that position and should not be doing that because he knows that's a bad thing. But I do think that this manga makes it seem a little bit more consensual, especially when she drops the hand. She's like not trying to fight back against him. For now, anyway, at least on this page. But it is the idea that Griffith, you should know, she is highly impressionable, clearly likes you, and you should not be taking advantage of her in this situation. He even cops a feel. I'm like, dude, Griffith. But then, like, the way his eyes are, okay, she does say no there. She does say no. And it's like, girl, and he's just like a predatory hawk. Ugh. Because he asked her if she's afraid. And all the things he's telling her, he's just self-projecting because he's like, take the things frightening and sad and cast them into the fire. And I'm like, you're talking about yourself, sir. And just taking it out on this girl because the person you like is gone. Oh my God. Oh shit. Yeah, they don't even like, oh, okay. Do they show the maid with him? Do they show the maid in that moment? Okay, they don't show him like fully with her yet in that attire, just her next to the fire and everything. Close enough. I like it cuts to Rickard be like, sure is raining. Oh, Rickard. And then everybody's like, have you seen Griffith? Nope, haven't seen him since what happened today. Oh, so it's just been within the day. Yeah, within the day, all this goes down. I love how Casca and Griffith, how they handle it and how it contrasts. Because Griffith goes off the deep end, finds the closest thing he knows he can violate and get away with and just does it. Whereas Casca, I love her demurely taking the sword and being like, I miss Guts. That's all you had to do, Griffith. Just go hug a sword and be like, well, I sure miss him, but gotta move on. Gotta become king. Instead, he goes off the freaking deep end and loses it. Oh my God. And I think I talked about in the anime, I think that defines the difference between the lust that Griffith had and the lust for control and the lust for that relationship versus the actual love that Casca has to be like, if you love someone, let him go. Griffith didn't love Guts, or he would have let him go. I mean, he did love Guts, but not in the same way that Casca does. Oh my God. Never mind. Oh, well, I was going to say Miura is being extremely conservative and extremely respectful in this moment. But that is absolutely not the case. I can't show you guys pictures of this. I can't. I'm going to go. I mean, yeah. Oh my God. And then, the behelit, him having it. Like as he's like licking her nipple and everything, the behelit and his eyes looking like a damn hawk. And saying, you believe that, don't you? Oh my God. And the scar on his shoulder. Oh my God. Is it showing her like, is she like is she giving him a blowjob or is that a thing? I don't know for sure. Oh my God. But yeah. Oh shit. And then yeah. Oh my God. Being like, take care. Oh my God. Yeah, him just, oof. Well, that was fun. Oh my God. How do you even, oh. Well, okay. Yep. Oh, and there's the maid that sees. Yeah. Oh my God. I love the eye through the keyhole and that symbolism. Shit. Meanwhile, Casca's like, I'm going to be respectful and not go out and have and have revenge sex with people, like a normal person. I like that. I am glad that this is a moment of villainizing Griffith Because it is not only an act of assault and an act that is, you can say consensual, but let's be real, but it is clearly villainized to be like he is just taking out his anger and frustration on this girl, and the fact that he just needs some kind of release, and that it's a bad thing because it's a bad thing. Casca does the right thing. Casca's like, gee, I'm sad Guts left, but I'm not going to go out and assault somebody. You know, I'm going to be a decent, normal human being. You know, it's not that hard. And we see the results of it. And then, yeah. The next day, he's like, shit. That was a very bad decision. And the thing about it is, he took all that anger out in that moment. And he's sitting there about to cry because the scar is still there. And it didn't make him feel better. That got a lot more graphic than I thought it would. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I was not expecting for this to go full on NC-17. Oh, okay. I'm glad we get this. Oh. He left her the night. Oh, I'm assuming that's blood she's peeking at because she was a virgin. See, okay, on the one hand, she's like, oh, I'm totally fine with what just happened, so good for her for feeling fine after all that, but on the other hand, you're a kid, and oh, yeah. Yep. Oof. Gross. Mm-mm. And maybe, is it her period, or maybe if that's the case, usually if it's your period, there's usually a low chance that you're going to get pregnant during your period. So that's good for her. Oh yeah. And then he just hops down and is like the most graceful walk of shame. And then everybody's there. Surprise, surprise, bitch. And then this guy shows up. And he's like, well, if it isn't His Excellency, the future White Phoenix General. And he's like, my sword's gone. Yep. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, the king looks pissed. Oh, are we going to see this go down? Oh, my God. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, this is the moment where the stereotypical dad character has the gun on the front porch. And he's like, what are you doing to my daughter? Oh, no. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, shit. And there's the blood. Yeah. Oh, the water. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow, I like that they questioned this scene, that they didn't just... Because I wondered that in the anime, if, like, there was a question of things, but... Oh, she tried to protect him. She tried to protect him, and it did not work. Shit. Oh, no. He's like, not only did you come in here unannounced into the ladies' chamber, but you violated my daughter. Oh, Yep, nope, that'll do it. That'll do it. Well, yep, Damn. I mean, I give it to the king that he went to investigate himself. He didn't just believe the maid and was like, oh, okay. Because I'm assuming after he saw that, she probably confessed what happened. Yeah. And now we get the fallen hawk. The, oh, is this going to be the king coming to see him tied up? Ooh. Yes. Oh my God. I can't believe we're getting this. Oh, yes. Okay. It had been my hope that someday you would have shouldered a large part of the army and as a military genius. Those weren't fiction. But a thief is still a thief. Is common blood beyond redemption? Oh my God. Oh, and he whips him. He's like, you stole my daughter's purity. Ooh. What's interesting here is that he talks about, he's like, for some time I've held that a knight's merit is not derived from lineage or social position, but that the stress should be instead placed on his actions and use of resources. But he's like, you took advantage of what I gave you for yourself. And he's like, that's not, he's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Right. And it does show that the king does have a little against the common blood anyway. And at least we thought that maybe he would thought maybe he'd be like, oh, there is no such thing as commoners. We're all equal here. No, he still has that mentality, but he was like, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I vouched for you. And you took that position and used it for yourself. And that's not cool. Also, I'm glad that he kind of talks about it here, because I wondered if he would ever mention that Griffith was like, I was going to take you in like a son, do something like this. It's kind of the way the king phrases it. He's like, you were going to be part of our military as a genius. But I like that the king never mentions like there could have been a chance of him being with Charlotte. Right? I like that that's not mentioned. He was like, he doesn't say, I was going to take you in as a son and set you up with my daughter, but you just couldn't be patient. Like, he doesn't say that. So I kind of like that we get confirmation that the king might not have considered Griffith for that at all. And Griffith would have had to find a way to worm his way into the situation. Interesting. Yeah. My foolish daughter. It's as if she doesn't understand what it means to be of her status, the importance of the succession of royal blood. The princess of a kingdom behaves with the rashness of some townsgirl. Her frivolity is excessive. But even that frivolous, foolish girl is everything to me. I would give myself, even this kingdom, in exchange for her. She's my whole life. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh my God, he's just whipping the hell out of Griffith. What value is there in this world? Wars rage on and people's lives are lost like they were insects. After how many decades of war and how many tens of thousands of corpses, we finally built a time of remembered peace, but then it's only for an instant. And on the underside, the monster named war is always seeking new blood, starting to brew itself anew. Oh my God, I like the king being so well spoken in this. In the face of that monster, the will of one land's king is powerless. The wisdom of one man is folly. And yet I cannot cease being a king, and there's no way I can stop. Oh, I love this. It's kind of like the Willy Tiber, the hand on the wheel. It's so heavy, but I can't take my hand off the wheel or it'll spin out of control. I really like the king's speech here where he's like, look, he's like, my daughter's everything. She's all I have because I know at the end of the day, I can only do so much as king. The monster called war will always be around seeking new blood. It will always be ready to just render its head at any moment. So all I can do is do whatever I can to keep my family and what I love safe. And that's all I have. He's like, I can't stop it. I can only do so much as a king. I can't stop war from ever coming back. I can just hope that I can have peace for as long as it lets me. Oh, in this blood-stained, meaningless world, if there is one single ray of hope to be found, it is warmth. Only warmth covers and protects me from this world. Oh, you've taken the one flower that gives me warmth and plucked it. I don't know if that... Oh. Does that mean that he wants her to himself? Is this kind of like the Count? What? I've raised her for 17 years. Okay, so she's 17. Well, that's better than 14 or 15. She knows own purity. Now that she's given herself to a commoner, I'd rather... Oh, shit. Oh, his face. It would have rather it been you. Do you want to have Princess Charlotte for yourself? No. Don't you want her to have you? Oh my God, are we going this route with this? Is Griffith going to spin it this way, being like, you want your own daughter? Oh my God. What? Griffith's got a lot of gall to just say this right now. In Princess Charlotte's 17 years, there must have been many profitable proposals of marriage. Rather, political marriage is the way of the world for warring nations, but you refuse to let go of her. The great king of the throne of Midland, once renowned with majesty throughout all the lands, is actually nothing more than a lonely, miserable old man who can't find any reason to live beyond his beloved 17-year-old daughter. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, I love the king's speech here about war and like the daughter being the only thing that connected him to like the sense of the world because he's lost his wife and everything. But Griffith just, I mean, when he said you plucked it, the one flower, I was like, but she's still there. It's like, is that the plucking thing? Like, what are you talking about? And Griffith takes it to like the extreme. Again, he's like, oh, so you wanted your daughter. You just didn't want me to sleep with her. That's why you're not considering me as a possible suitor. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. You lived on by resigning yourself to the monster you envision. But you've by no means tried to harness that monster. Oh my God. What? While you were born to the sword and called to the throne it held, it was nothing more than a burden for you. Oh, how dare you? You've done nothing more than not fail. How worthless. Oh, shit. Oh my God, Griffith. Are you kidding? Oh. Oh my God. Oh, Griffith, honey. Oh my God. Oh. What the hell do you know? What does a fool like you know of being king? The land, the history, the lives of the people on your shoulders. What do you know? Oh, I wish this had been in the damn anime. Oh, and the guards are like, hey, man. Oh. And he's still smiling. I wonder if that look will last forever. The torturer. Oh my God, Shire. Yes, Shire. Oh my God. What? I am so creeped out by its design. Oh my God, his design is terrifying. Do whatever you wish. He has sinned gravely against the royal house. Oh, you're certain, but do not kill him. He shall live another year. Ah, just in time for the eclipse, right? Oh my God. This adds so much to this scene from the anime, because in the anime, it's like Griffith doesn't really say a whole lot. He's just being tortured. And you're kind of like, wow, did Griffith get a chance to defend himself in court? Did he get a chance to do this? Did he get a chance to like say his piece? And here he kind of, yeah, he says his piece. And his piece is just like to upstage the king. And the king is like, fine, bitch, I'll just torture you for a year to make you pay for everything you've done. Oh, just, oh my God. But I don't feel bad for Griffith because I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. Like, you should not have gone to her window. I don't feel bad for him. But it makes the king a more gray figure, which at this point, Mira's just like, yes, everyone's a great character. Hope you're fine with that. Except maybe Charlotte. But even her, she tries to cover for Griffith. The design of the torturer is so terrifying. It looks like something out of Stories to Tell Yourself in the Dark. Oh. He shall be made to see the gravity of his crime while he draws breath. Oh, creepy. Do not tell anyone about this. By my royal judicial power, I'll charge this man personally with treason against Midland's royal house. I have to protect my daughter's dignity. If I were to hear about this from anyone else, just a trifle, you and your entire households without exception will be sentenced to death. Ooh, all right. You are young, no doubt, your heart burned with the dreams and ambition. If you had but known your place, you might have possibly attained them. No, this must have been because you're young. It's disappointing that the white hawk of the battlefield would destroy himself over a worthless matter. I never would have guessed. This is the end of your dreams, your ambition, everything. The hawk has fallen to earth, and it will never again take flight. But it is. It's like it really is. It's like, and it's not even the fact of knowing his place, because yeah, the king's like, if you had known your place and hadn't tried to like mess where you didn't belong, you know, why would you do all of this and then throw it all away? But it's like Griffith just was not used to losing something that was his, and he was a sore loser and took it out the worst way possible. Oh, it's so ironic. He's like, it's never going to take flight again. And I'm like, about that. About that. Oh my God. Oh. Where is Charlotte? Oh my God. What is with these father figures and wanting to like be with their daughters? Like what? I know we get that in the real world, but why? Ew. Are you jealous that he got to have sex with your daughter? That's creepy. Why? But why? But why? Mira! But why? Mira, can we talk? Can we talk? Did you have a bad childhood? Did you have a bad childhood? Did you know people who had bad childhoods? Why does every father figure in this story have to be kind of a sexual pervert? Why? But why, Mira? I swear it's not true to everyone. Oh my God, the fudge! The fudge, what? Ew. Ew. What the fuck? Mira! No! Son of a bitch. Yes. Worthless. This is worthless. Oh my God. And of course, he's like sitting there covered in blood and cuts with the ray of light shining down on him, being like, wasn't even that good. Why'd I do this? Oh wow. I like the dream of demise where he's like cut up and just laying there. I was giving the king a lot of benefit of the doubt, Mira. And then you go and do that. But the thing about it is, it sucks so much is it doesn't make Griffith look any better. It's like, I don't think Mira's intention is to make Griffith look better by making the king an absolute perverted sexual pig. But at the same time, it's just showing us how great Guts is as a character. It's like, look at Guts. He's not assaulting women. Look at Guts. He's not being creepy. Look at Guts. Be more like Guts. It's just like two sides of a very bad coin, you know? Ugh. Mira, I don't understand. Right? Yes. Oh my God, girl. Ew. And she's like, get the fudge off of me. What I do appreciate about this scene is that Charlotte is like bathed in white light and the king is drawn with all these dark colors and shading, and he looks absolutely grotesque and horrible. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's like, hell no. Ew. Ugh. What? Why? Yeah, kick him in the face, girl. Kick him in the face. What the fudge? What? Leave her alone, bitch. No. Ew. Why? And then she calls for Griffith. Yeah. Oh my God. Ew. Oh my God. Or kick him in the face. Oh my God. Oh my. Again, yeah, Griffith ain't gonna save you. He's locked in a dungeon. Plus, he actually assaulted you as well. Mira. Yeah. He's like, damn you, Griffith. My daughter loves you more than me. I can't imagine why. Maybe if I hadn't assaulted her, she wouldn't have been like that. Griffith and the king lose major feminist points this volume. Why? Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to Femto. We'll wait till we get to Femto. We'll come back to it when we get to Femto. I like that Casca, look at her on her horse all gallant, being like, I'm glad I'm not dealing with that shit right now. I'm glad I'm not worried about that shit. No. Yeah. Okay, so Griffith called them there. I like that we're seeing this all go down. And that they're like, Captain Guts. They're still so sad that Guts left. Aw. And Rickert and everything. Okay, and this was the part where they were attacked and Pippin was like, oh, I like we get to see a little bit of Pippin's eye. Look at that. Yeah. Griffith sure is late. Oh, everyone's expressions there look so good. I like Corcus being like, Pippin shouted. If Pippin speaks up, you know it's real. Oh my God. And then, yeah, oh my God! This is so much more grisly than the anime of all the arrows going through people's faces. No! Rickert! Damn it, not Rickert's arm! No! Get him out of there! Oh, Pippin grabbing him. And then, yeah, there's all the armed forces. Oh, surrounding them. Damn. Oh, shit. And they're going to just try to wipe them all out. Being like, none of you can talk about Griffith if you're all dead. Oh, my God. Yeah, I like Corcus looks absolutely mortified. And then Rickert's like, the Midland Army. I like that he's still gripping the arrow in his shoulder. Poor Rickert. Are we going to bite it here? That just sounds like... Corcus sounds like that 90s character from like Sonic the Hedgehog's cartoon. He's like, Corcus says, getting hit by arrows is really lame, man. Just, oh my God. I cannot. Oh, and then of course, they show all the arrows going towards Casca and they cut to something else and her thinking of Griffith. Why? Griffith, what is this? I like they're all thinking of Griffith in this moment, like their one leader and the person they've been admiring being like looking to him. And meanwhile, he's like locked up in this torture chamber. Oh my God. It's the worst form of acupuncture. You haven't made a peep. Oh, and he's like, can I keep this? Interesting. Ooh, but this was from early on that he tossed the Behelit. Oh, and he dropped. Yeah, he's the Behelit opened its eyes. He screamed, and it fell in. Imagine that. Damn. The arms turn. Oh man, look at that. On the other side of all this horrible, disgusting things happening in this last chapter, look at Guts. Look how good Guts looks. Look at him. I also like, just going to point out, the foreshadowing of him losing his arm. He has all of the gear on the one arm going up, and that's the arm he's going to lose. Nice, Miura. Nice. Just testing the waters. See now you can draw that? I see. I see how you are. I'm really curious why the animators went with, like, a different looking torturer than this, like, Igor looking mofo. I'm curious as to why. I don't know why. Interesting. All right, the arms tournament. Yeah. Okay. And we've had this before. This guy that's just like a random lord or whatever. What heroism. Look at this man busking and smashing boulders. Interesting. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Even has the oh, ho, ho. He's like, oh, ho, ho, ho. Has that. Yes. My tournament has become quite famous in many countries. It's like the guy that has a trivia tournament that does well every year and he thinks it's the best thing ever. Oh my God. The Valencia, the king of massacre. I love how boxy he is. Oh, the enigmatic warrior from a strange land, Salat. What are these, like Mortal Kombat characters you can choose? That's kind of what they look like. Interesting. I also like, though, they have the enigmatic warrior from a strange land. That is signifying that there's a possibility later on in the story in this manga we might go to said strange land. I'm curious. I like it. And then Guts watching from a distance. Interesting. Seems a little, I'm not saying stereotypical, but it's a little questionable. I'm not sure my white ass can comment too much on it. Oh, I do love the like shredder, like the sword blade arms. Those are really cool. Nice. The way that their eye makeup looks like, I feel like they're about to throw down a Blue Eyes White Dragon card and just summon Pharaoh for Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what I'm thinking. Uh-huh. Interesting. I could see why this was maybe cut for time's sake with that character. I do love the line work on this page. You can kind of see the nose and the mouth. Again, my Western ass is saying nothing because I don't feel like I am the person to comment on such things. In the sword arts of this land are dull and narrow-minded. What you saying there? The truth. In the face of my deeply rooted fighting arts, it's like a child swinging sticks. Oh, interesting. And then here comes Guts. Guts is like, I'll save the day with my white ass. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, pal. I like this. Knight's like, hey, pal. Hey, pal, wait till your next turn. And Guts is like, nope. Here it come. I'm jumping in. I'm tagging in. Stronger than me? Yeah. Interesting that we make it this guy he's up against. Oh, we can't be letting the foreigners show us up. Oh my God. Miura. I feel like saying Miura with a nervous look in your eyes is like the theme of this volume. Come on, anytime. Oh, look at Guts being like, all right, let's go. Guts has a very Goku-like look here. I'm digging it. I'm all about it. Oh, by that freakishly massive sword. And he's like, yeah, it sounds pretty sensible with that narrow-mindedness or whatever you said. Oh my gosh. He's like, oh, you're calling us all country bumpkins? Well, I was born in the city, bitch. Even though Guts was literally born in a ditch. Oh no! Oh no, Guts, he's a feminist icon and a representative to all of us country bumpkins everywhere who were born in ditches. What can we do? A festival of that blood is a rather boring sport. Oh man. Oh, I love it. I love it. Him being quick. Oh. Oh, I like this. I kind of wish we'd had this battle because Guts usually is like face giant opponent, beat giant opponent. And here having somebody that's more nimble face him is really good. I like that. Oh, on guard. But then nope, he snags him. Ooh, but that blow, he didn't kill him necessarily. Oh. Oh, okay. You might want to stick to street performing. Oh my God. I like this little lord is like, oh my God, he did it. I won't lose the bets. He's like, I'm not interested. I just want to try my hand at strong opponents. Are you on peregrination? Oh, it's a knight on a journey for the sake of learning training. He's like, well, something like that. Oh my gosh. Yes. They say that the woman boss of those bandits is such a good sword fighter. Even 10 large men couldn't defeat her. Oh, okay. He's talking about Casca. Oh my God, Guts. Talking her up. Talking her up. Look at him. Talking her up. Oh my God. I'm glad he didn't kill that one guy. I hope he comes back. I hope the guy from the strange land comes back in the future of the story and like is like, hey, you were the guy that fought me back so many years ago. It feels like a character introduced and they bring up the concept of like a different sword fighting skill and a different fighting technique that is not like of the narrow-minded medieval lands that Guts is traditionally from. And if Guts is wanting to face Griffith and do so by ulterior means, then it would kind of make sense for him to learn like a new fighting style. So I'm hoping that this guy comes back later down the road and helps Guts, like out of being like, you defeated me, so I'm going to help you now. Maybe. Oh, I love it. Oh, surely word of it's reached your ears by now. They're a former mercenary group who caused an uprising a year ago in Wyndham. Ah. He's like, what'd you just say? The Band of the Hawk and their woman boss, Casca. Oh, so he was talking about it. Okay. And then we have Guts. Oh my God. You have the Band of the Hawk members watching Guts leave, and then Griffith is just this collapsed pile not facing him. Oh my God. Yeah, okay. So it's been a year. Okay, so this is how we get it brought up. Mm-hmm. Oh, The Fugitives. This was the cover of Volume 8, and it was so beautiful. I loved it. I just loved that cover. All right. So there we go. Now we're back in. Interesting. So instead of getting more with Guts and his time off training, instead we got more with Griffith and the king and that whole business, which I'm very glad that's why they decided to not animate that. Oh, I do like them showing everyone like injured and battered and just down in the spirits. But then there's Casca with that damn heart sword. Mm-hmm. Yep. He's like, Judo, you're essentially the leader now. Oh, he's got his knights. Griffith is in the lowest level of Wyndham Castle. Then Wyndham Rewards, I tell you, it's all gone downhill, really, the Wyndham franchise. So I've heard. He seems really confined in an underground prison. He's been tortured for a year. But they don't know what he looks like. But in the past month, that's come to an end. Oof. Yikes. Everyone's at the peak of their exhaustion. And I like that Judo's like, have faith in your companions. And rest up. Eat and then sleep. You know what? Even if Judo liked her, I like that Judo, unlike Griffith, knows how to keep it in his pants. And it's like, we got a job to do. I can propose to her later or whatever. Ugh. And because, he looks at her at the end there, like, Judo is a man of her own hearts, right? And then, of course, she goes to eat something and just collapses because she's exhausted. Oh, my girl. My girl. She looks so skinny there. Oh, and poor Rickard, like his other arm's broken now. Bless his heart. Oh. If she hadn't immediate taken command a year ago, then we would have been wiped out on those hunting grounds. I don't know whether everyone would have survived today or not. And then Corcus is like, so what if we survived? All we're doing is running around because we don't want to die. Ooh. Yeah, I love that Corcus is like, yep, without Griffith, the Band of the Hawk is just a rabble anyway. Rickard's like, what are you saying? It ain't all over and gone anymore. Ain't it all over and gone? Yeah, why didn't you go with the others who left? Rickard's like, if only he was here right now. If only Guts were here, right? And, oh my god! What? Oh, what? What? Why is he back? Why is he back? I didn't want him to come back this soon. Oh my god, he's leading the charge? Oh, hell, he's going to die now. I wanted him to come back, but not this soon. Also, that Sonic the Hedgehog ring slicing to that man's face is terrifying. Oh my god, no. Oh, a different reaction. Let's see if I like this guy he's searching for people that are strong to fight. So he's like, let's duel these people. Let's see if they're worthy of my fighting arts. Oh my god, because he did beat the other guy until Guts came along. Interesting. And then, yeah. Okay. And then they're like, okay, the enemy's raiding. Oh my god. The moment the leader's head is taken, the moment the outcome is decided. Ooh. He's like, I won't hold back just because you're a woman. Well, good for you. I'm glad you're thinking that, sir. Interesting. Oh my god. I love his design and I love the Edward Scissorhands swords. Those are great. But I don't know if he's going to live past this, though. I get why they didn't put him in the story. They just wanted to streamline and go on. So are we not getting the blacksmith and his daughter, or are they going to move that to later? Oh my god, I can't predict anymore. Okay. Good. Casca, this guy is not Adon. He seems like he's stronger, and you are in more need of a sandwich. Oh my god. What do we do? Shit, yeah. Oh god, he's like nearly cutting her hair. The fight is mine! I'm going to play my last duel card, girl. Oh, if you throw down your sword and order your men to surrender, I won't cut off your head right now. Otherwise, by the count of 3. Oh my God, there's Guts. He's going to be like, I told you to leave, dude. Oh my God. Oh, he kicked him away. Maybe he won't die. Maybe he'll end up coming back to help Guts again. Oh my God. Yes. And Judo's like, oh shit. Look at this business. Look at this business. Look at this. Look at him standing there like a mother trucking knight in black armor. Oh, don't let the street performer do you in. Pull yourself together, Commander. Oh my God. Oh. Freaking love Guts. I love me some Guts. Look at this. Look at this business. Yeah, you make that little ooh face, Mira. I'm with you. I'm with you. Everybody's all like, look at Pippin's like, Judo's like, it's about damn time. Captain Guts. Corcus is like, son of a bitch, what? Oh my God. Oh, the fighter. Ah, yeah. Thanks for making me a fighter. And Christina Aguilera just playing in the background. Ah, you're that famous 100-man killer. No wonder you were so tough. He's very slender, this man is. He's like, he and I have got business. You go back to doing your job. Oh my God. She's like, what the fuck? Okay. She's like, I love her little blush there. She's like, well, he saved me. That was awfully nice of him. Fine, I'll go do my job. I like that he has these like ring blades. They're so cool. I wonder if you can defeat these unfamiliar weapons I'm about to tell you all about. These chakram. And he's like, oh, so you can do a ring toss? He's like, you are a street performer. Oh, Judo's like, chakram. I'm loving this. I'm loving Judo's like, oh, I kind of know this. Yeah. He's like, Guts, no. They're angels' halos. Oh. He's like, watch out. They're boomerangs. They can change their direction. Ah. I like that Judo knows this. I like that Judo has had experience with this terminology. Judo's character is getting more and more mysterious, and I want to know more. If Puck might know too, because Judo's interacted with Puck, so maybe we'll find out more from Puck because we know what happens to Judo. Oh, shit. Bitch. What? Are you joking? Oh. He's like, it's just like swatting flies, right? So it's just like this. They come back around. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, good. Cool. And now we've got more bandages and everything. Oh, what is this? Urumi. The name means thunder. Like a thunderclap. Drink of it deeply. Oh my God, what is this villain? What is this? He's like, you even talk like an entertainer. Uh-huh. Where'd you pull those from? Interesting. I'm like all about this. I'm all about this match. I want him to live so that we can know more about his past and everything later. But I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. And Guts is like, oh, I love he's just like licking the blood. Ugh. He's like, wait, Judo. Don't mind them. You have units 3 and 4, but we got to get this. Yeah, when he gets that look in his eye, he doesn't need help. Oh, Casca knows. She's like, we got this. We're fine. We're fine. Oh my God. Ooh, okay. So Urumi consists of 5 blades that move like whips and cut like a weasel slash. Oh, so like they're like blades that are ribbons. Ooh. I'm digging this. I'm liking this battle. This is a lot more. Oh my God. Oh, no. Oh, ew. Just bursting his head open. Oh my God. Yuck. Ah. Well, like the peel of an apple. Oh my God. I'm just going to chalk up that we're going to find out about the blacksmith and the daughter later. Like later in the story. And that was just moved to the anime. Either that or it's anime original, but I have a feeling we'll cut back to him, but it won't be until later. Oh my God. What? Oh shit. Guts. Oh, is he moving his arms and stuff where you can't see them? What? Because I don't think his arms were cut off. No. What? Those aren't the eyes of a dead man. Yeah. Oh my god, suffer the dance of 10 blades! This feels so shonen. It feels so shonen. Where he's like announcing he has like names for his attacks and like all this. And it's just like a whirlwind of fighting and everything. This feels like inspiration for Kubo, for Bleach. I'm just saying. This feels like Kubo watched this and was like, a Rankar arc. Let's do this. I mean, I'm loving this battle. It's just so, yeah, there we go. Oh my god, the air pressure. Yes. Oh, Mira, you magnificent son of a bitch. Oh. Oh. Oh, switching weapons on the fly. Ooh, okay. Silat. Is it Silat? Is it Silat or Salat? We're being routed. Yes! Okay, he's gonna get away. Yay! I didn't want Silat or Silat to die yet. I'll remember your name. I love him. I want him to stay. I want him and Guts to train together later. I want that to be a thing. I want them to like, oh, and he's like, not too shabby. Guts is like, I appreciate you. You can fight decently. We should like hang out sometime, get a coffee, talk about fighting techniques. Yes, I am 1000% for this. Yes, please. I love this. Let's do this. And then he escapes. Oh, I love how he vanishes like a little shadow. Like, oh, that's so cool. Yes, I like Silat. His fighting style is really cool. It's unique. It's very different from the medieval swordplay we've seen so far. And I want him to end up later on in the story maybe helping Guts. I have a feeling we'll see him later. But, and maybe he can talk about judo and that culture and everything. That would be so neat. Yes. Meanwhile, comrades in arms. Oh, like they're going to be comrades in arms later on. Womp womp. Oh, I love this. I love that shot too. It's so good. Okay. Oh, story. Oh, and she's just like, I love they both have the blue steel. They're both like, and then Guts is like, yo. What? Mira, what are you doing? You can draw these characters smiling. It won't kill you to do so. Look, you have Rickard smiling. Look at him. Aww. I forgot that Guts is like, Rickard, still alive, huh? Oh, and then I love Pippin and Judo sitting there like, yeah, man. We don't see Corkus. Oh, yeah, we see Corkus. He's like, oh, whatever. And then, yeah, and just the Guts being like, everything's fine. I've only been gone a year. Don't you worry about me. Okay. Oh, and he's like, you guys. Oh, and Gaston is there. I was like, if there's a character that looks like Corkus that's crying and happy, it's Gaston, not Corkus. Oh, look at his face. Look at his face. Look at that face. So happy to see them. She's like, we got to get on the move. And he's like, we'll talk later. We need to hurry. Okay, so we have the waterfall and stuff. I'm like, are we going to go back in the past and see what's up? Or are we just saving that? Oh, okay. Maybe he'll talk about it here. So Griffith, it happened a year ago, the day after you left. And he's like, why would he do that? Rickard's like, he was really depressed. And then Judo's like, let's not make Guts think this was about him, even though it was about him. Uh-huh. And then Corkus, of course, is like, don't let it get to your head. The reason that this happened to Griffith ain't because of you. Not a chance. And so they're down to a 5th in numbers. Yeah. It could have been worse. And Rickard says that we would have been wiped out in a day if Casca hadn't taken command. She was amazing. Oh. And then her just sitting there giving orders and everything. It's a little unfair to her, but we've got no room for any other option if the Hawks are to survive. Oh, I love Guts just looking at her. Seeing her as a strong, independent woman, damn it. And like Judo's like, well, it's not all grim news. We've been running around circles, but we found Griffith's location. We're going to rescue Griffith. And I like that Guts is like, yeah, it seems about legit. I'm in. Okay. Everyone here is, for better or worse, a hawk to the core. We don't go just to save Griffith. We can't get started again without him. Oh, and that's kind of the crazy thing is that you have Guts who went out to find his purpose and was able to leave, right? And we have like that waterfall in the background behind him. He was able to leave and go find his purpose. And yet, I like the waterfalls kind of like visually shooting down on him, right? But then you have like Judo and the others that are like, we're so intricately tied to Griffith and we're kind of codependent on him now that without him, we kind of just spin in circles. And Guts is like the one that's not codependent upon him. Yeah. And he's like, it's a good thing. The place you come back to hasn't changed. It's a good thing. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. And he's like, what have you been doing the past year? Oh. He's like, how come you didn't come sooner? He's like, I'm sorry, Rickard. I really didn't know. But how? Were you on a deserted island or something? He says, I went into the mountains and I swung this sword. And they're like, mountain training? You practically were on a deserted island. Okay. Did you find it? I found out one thing. No, I felt it. Ooh, interesting. I like that Cork is like, he's just playing crazy. He just went into a mountain for a year and swung a sword. You know, he's like, I found out one thing. No, I felt it. Ooh. It seems like for me, nothing but wielding this really feels true. There's no other answers. It's just my nature. I like Judo's like, well done. You figured you found some self-actualization. That's nice. He's like, I'm going to help you. Oh, and then Cork is like, I'm not going to accept it. He wasn't here when things took to turn for the worst. How can I call someone like that a comrade? I like the Rickard's like, come on, Corcus. And Judo's like, come on, he just saved our lives, right? So I love the spark scene in the anime. I'm really hoping we get that, but maybe the spark scene will happen after Femto, and that will be like what leads Guts on. I feel like the message of it would be a little bit twisted if it happens after Femto, but we'll see. Also, I like Guts like, I just trained in the mountain. It's fine. And he's like, yeah, I get it. Oh. And they're like, oh, Gaston, what about your clothing shop in Wyndham? He's like, oh, well, yeah, about that. I ran out on it. I couldn't just stay there. Same for you, right, Captain? Oh. Judo before that. I like that Judo just grabs his ear and he's like, we need to talk for a second. Oh, it's about Casca. He's like, I'm all ears. She spent 3 days and 3 nights in a comatose state near death. She had nightmares and called out over and over again to Griffith. And Gus is like, well, I'm not surprised about that. We knew that was going to happen. And to you. Judo is such a damn wingman. Here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, Judo liked Casca and he just was jealous he couldn't get her. I'm like, look, a jealous man would not go up to Guts, who he knows is his main competition for someone he likes, and be like, hey, man, this girl that just happens to like you. Here's the thing. I don't think Judo really had it out for Casca in the long run, because otherwise you wouldn't tell your main competition the exact words he needs to know to make a move on the person you like. That's not how those things work. That's not how that works. If Judo really wanted to be with her, he wouldn't have said a damn thing, because he knows Guts is going to leave after they save Griffith. You know, I mean, she's pushing herself harder than it looks. She's always been the one with too much on her shoulders. But there's nothing we can do. You can. I like the Rickard's like, what are you talking about, Judo? And Judo's like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting this now. I can't believe we're getting this in this volume. Will this make up for the trauma I just had to witness 2 chapters ago? It might. It might. Oh my God. I like that she's like, come with me for a bit. And he's like, this is gorgeous. I'm going to soak all of this in and savor this. Y'all don't even know. And then she's like, defend yourself. She's like, this is our foreplay, bitch. Yes. We haven't spoken in a year and you're just going to have at it. She's like, I love her eyes there. Look kind of like Griffith's, where she's like, I'm mad at you. And there's like a little tear in her eye. Uh-huh. And it's like, no, she's serious. She's like, draw your sword. Guts is like, nope. He's like, what the hell is with you? It's like, you try to kill me. We haven't seen each other in a year. And she's like, why'd you come back now? You destroyed all of it. Oh my God, yes. And he's like, my fault. She's like, yes, Griffith, the Hawks, everything. You messed it all up. And he's like, how? And she's like, you couldn't have waited to leave? Yeah, because you left us. You abandoned Griffith. And he's like, wait a minute. And he's like, you can't be serious. This is Griffith. Because I left, there's no way things go wrong just from that. And she's like, you are a complete fool. She's like, you don't get it. She's like, I thought I told you back then that someone who wants to accomplish something, even if it's grand, endures. That much more than other people do. Griffith had to make himself strong, but he's not a god. Yeah, a person's heart can't be sustained by his ideals and dreams alone. You made Griffith weak. Oh my God. He's like, he fell for you. Don't you understand? He's no good without you. Oh my God. Ah! The love triangle, y'all. The love triangle. She's like, don't you understand? Griffith fell for you. And Guts is like, well, son of a bitch. Oh. Oh. He's like, let go, you're bleeding. Oh. Oh, my heart. What else should I have done? I only did what Griffith would have done. I just did my own thing. What else should I have done? She's like, let go, you fool. I get it. I know what you're saying is right. Really, I do. She's like, but I can't take it anymore. She's like, I know you had to go off and do your own thing, but do you realize what's happened now? Oh my God. And then like her going from having this idolization of Griffith to loving Guts. I'm glad they talk it out here though. I'm glad Guts is like, what should I have done? I was just doing what I thought I should have. I told you before I want to be beside Griffith, that I want to be a sword. That wasn't true. That was the me who wished to become that way. I was bluffing. I'm sure I genuinely meant it at first, but then one day I realized that Griffith's not a god and I'm a woman. She's like, yeah, I thought I just wanted to be there to be his sword, but she's like, I kind of maybe fell for him. How easy would it be if I could just make my heart feel the way I want it to? I'm not stupid. She's like, I realize Griffith says sights on the throne. Marrying Princess Charlotte would be the fastest shortcut. And then Guts is like, oh, I was told that. And knowing Griffith, I figured he'd be sure to take it someday. Maybe even what's happening now. I thought I could bear this. I wanted to believe. If I couldn't be near him as a woman, then as a sword, it'd be all right, so as long as I could be something indispensable to the realization of his dream. But I finally understood clearly that day a year ago. There was no longer room next to Griffith the way that there used to be. Yeah. She's like, I realized I might have had a thing for him. I didn't idolize him as much. I like that this is kind of coming out. She's like, I didn't exactly idolize him anymore. I did love him, but I realized he was never going to love me back. And so I thought, well, maybe if I'm just like by your side as your protector, then I'll be satisfied with that. But then she was like, no. Then I realized like not only does he not love me? Not only can he not technically be with me because he's going to become king, he doesn't want to be with me because he wanted to be with you. So she's like, I was just kind of like, what do I do now? It's sort of folly at this point. My dream had already ended and I can't do it anymore. I'm trying to protect them. I couldn't be a woman or something invaluable. I'm so tired. You do the rest. She's like, you figure it out. He wants you anyway. Oh my God, girl. And I hate that for Casca because I'm like, she can't be the protector to like serve him. Doesn't matter. And she can't be the woman to be with him as a lover. So she's just like, I hate it. And Guts grabbing her with the hand bleeding. And there was one more thing I realized that day. Though he destroyed everything, though he took it all from me, even though I hate him even now, though I feel I want to kill him. Oh. What are you thinking? You fool. You're always getting hurt because of me. She's like, even though I want to kill you and you're just a moron and you've taken all this away from me, I still love you, damn it. You're such a fool. Oh, Guts' face. Oh, that little tender wiping of the tears, it gets me every time. Him kissing the hair and then the forehead and then the nose. Shut up. Shut up. Oh. And then she went to kiss him and he's like, oh, okay. Oh. And that's their confession. I like they're just sitting on the edge of the cliff under the waterfall. Like, I love that that head kiss, the forehead kiss, the nose kiss, and then she goes to meet him. Shut up. That is peak romance. Oh. Okay. Yes. I finally realized that day. Yeah, here we go. That more than Griffith brought to his knees from his first defeat, I couldn't tear my eyes away from him as he left without looking back. It was like the me I had been since I met Griffith. Like the feelings I'd had since then had all been false. Yep. There's no falsehood in the way I live. That alone was my pride. Because it's what Griffith gave. She's like, I don't regret being the way that I am because it's what Griffith gave to me and I don't want to dishonor that. But, oh my God. Damn. Damn, y'all. I liked it. Okay, just visually, symbolically, real quick. Something I've noticed in this one scene is that whenever Miura is depicting like an assault of a female character, her genitals are exposed as like a violation. But here, when it is clearly consensual between Casca and Guts, she's covering her breasts. Like it's an act of like almost like dignity and demure. I kind of like that. I like showing that consensualness in that moment. And then the two swords next to each other. Shut up. Shut up. Oh my God. Oh. He's like, you're shaking. And so this is before then. Am I going to change? If by doing this with you, everything from yesterday, everything I felt so desperately will become a lie. It's like what was important will fade away and be gone. And she's like, if I have sex with you, then this is going to change a lot of things. And she's like, am I okay with that? Oh. Oh, and he's like, these scars were from the arrows a few years ago. There's lots of little ones and big ones. He's like, what's the point of hiding them now? They're like medals for mercenaries. She's like, I'm a woman. He's like, I know that. You get all jealous and you get mad fast and you're quick to hit and you're plenty womanly. I feel it to the bone. I know how serious you were. Nobody lies their way into a body with this many scars. The jinx of the battlefield. If you spend too much time focused on the dead or broken, you'll find death perched on your shoulder. He was on yours earlier. Like the perched like a bird. Oh my God. Oh. Don't think about those things. All you need to feel is alive. Oh my God. Swoon. I'll believe it. That my feelings for him now aren't lies. I like that she's like, I've wanted to hurt you and been so, like, just so frustrated with you, Guts. But she's like, I'm coming to terms with the idea that that frustration is also love. And it's become love. Oh, my God. And he deserves it. Guts is a freaking gentleman of gentlemen. Oh, my God. And the way that this scene is so different than Griffith and Charlotte. The fact that we get, and the king in Charlotte was just disgusting and tense and just monstrous. But Griffith, there was such like a predatory, just possessiveness to it, where I like that Guts like holds his hand in hers, and there's just such a softness with Guts here, where he's just like, just adoring her and like treating her well. You know, like you do. I again did not imagine. I thought we were just gonna get the one panel that we get in the anime. I thought we were just gonna get the one panel. I thought that was it, and I was gonna be fine with that. I was gonna be satisfied with that, being like, yes, I am totally okay with that. But no, Miura's like, you think I'm gonna stop at one panel? No way, man. Oh my God. I like he says, here I go. Oh my God, Guts. Our consent king. He's like, just make sure you're okay with this. Oh. And she says a little gentler, oh my God. Oh. That expression. Oh. Oh my gosh. I mean, oh. Because I was like, he wasn't being as gentle as he could, but then, oh my God. I did not think about that, about him putting himself in her position. Oh, shit. Oh. You should have died. Oh my God, Guts, don't do anything crazy. Oh, don't do anything bad. Don't do anything bad. Oh. Oh, don't do anything bad, Guts. Come on, dear. Don't do anything bad, Guts. Please don't. We're doing so well. Ah. Okay, so this whole image right here. Oh my God, where there is a demon wing and Zod on the one side. There's a Behelit on one side. There's the skull and thorns and the angel wing and a sword on one side. And then the corpse tree and Guts with the sword with the blood trail leading from it. This is all like insane symbolism, and I'm like, what do I do with this? I feel like I'm going to come back to this at some point. Show. Guts, don't hurt Casca, please. You should have died. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, come on, Guts. Come on, Guts. Oh, don't choke her. Stop. Don't do that. Why would you do that? Stop. Mira, why can't you just have, like, why can't you let us have a nice, happy sex scene, Mira? Why can't we do that? Son of a bitch. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, God. And Casca's like, oh, we are having this happen right now? Oh, good feeling gone. A black shadow covered me. Oh. Oh. Guts telling her about his experience. Oh. Oh my God. I love that he's being this vulnerable in front of her. And I like that she's like, I don't know who Gambino is, but I'm going to talk him through this. I never meant to kill him. Oh. Why did he sell me out? And she's realizing what ended up happening, right? Yeah. Oof. She's like, oh shit, Guts has had an experience. Oh my God, honey. Oh. He told me it was me that should have died. That should have died 11 years. Oh, God. Guts having this moment where everything, like him and Donovan, everything with his dad coming into like play with all this. Oh, my God. And Casca is, I think it's a testament to her love for him, because in this moment she sees Guts in one of his most vulnerable states, and he's never opened up about this to anyone. And she like sees that he's not that different from her in terms, I mean, like, granted, his experience not comparable to hers, but she's like, shit, you've been taken advantage of too, and you have these same fears that I've had. And she's like, I don't know what you and this Gambino and Donovan guy went up with, but like that look she gives him where she's like, just like, she doesn't even have to say anything because he's just like, he looks like a little kid there. And she's like, no, it's okay. Oh. She's like, this was your first time, but I did that. Oh. Oh, don't be like that. I can't just say forget it now that it's happened, and I'll go if you tell me to get lost. Otherwise, I'll swear I'll make it up in battle. He's like, yeah, I killed my dad. I didn't remember one time. Why did it come back now? Oh. It's laughable. I've killed so many people. More people than I count. Why just this? Just Gambino. It'd just be us licking each other's wounds. And she's like, fine. Even that's all it is, fine. I've shown you my everything. My weaknesses have been laid bare for you. I feel like we're finally even. You've bled so much for me. These wounds are from the 100-man battle, right? Oh my God, girl. She's like, yeah, she's like, I'm not going to make you go away just because this triggered a trauma response from you. I'm not going to make you leave. Also, just going to point out really quick, and this is a very horrible time to bring this up, but you can kind of see in that one shot that Guts is, he's fine. He's doing great. He's endowed. We're great. But yeah, I like that she's like, I'm not going to send you away. She's like, no. She's like, at this point, you and I, we've bared our souls to each other. And she's like, you've bled for me. So she's like, just because you can be vulnerable. I love that she's like, you can be vulnerable. You can be emotional. You can tell me your trauma and your pain and share it with me. And I'll take it. She's like, I'm not going to judge you for it. And it's just that moment that he had with her triggered that. Oh. Oh. Even the wound I gave you, licking wounds is good enough. I want a wound that I can say you gave me. Shut up, girl. Girl, you swinging that back around. Oh my God, Casanova. Oh. She's like, I will change. Maybe my place is within this man's heart. Oh my God, girl. Not just being given to. Maybe I can give something as well. Oh, I love that. She's like, look, she's like, I'm used to people giving me things, and now I want to give you something in return. Oh my God. Y'all. Oh, and there's the pose. That's all I thought we were going to get, but no. No. Oh. 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 Yes. As I dozed off, for some reason I recalled myself as a boy rubbing the medicine Gambino gave me. Beside the boy, an oversized sword shined dimly. And she's his sword. Oh my God. Ah, yes. Ah. Ah. Oh. Yes, like the medicine he needs and the sword for him. Shut the frick up. Okay. Before we talk about this last part here, I want to see. Oh yeah, seeing Casca and him in the cover. Nice. Oh, and look at these covers. Okay, so interesting. I love Volume 8's cover. That one's probably my favorite of the three. But Volume 9's cover, not knowing what the heck that was, and that it's Silat or Silat. Okay. All right, fair game. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Neat. I'm kind of sad they focused on that, but then I guess they didn't want to give anything away as to the contents of this volume. I guess they didn't want to give any of that away for us, so good for them. This is my thing that I love about the manga version of this scene, that it wasn't just a sex scene, because that's what I thought it was going to be, that it was just going to be a sex scene between them, and that was it, because in that moment, she said she told him to go gentler and he didn't do it. Instead, he went harder and she didn't like that. And she kind of like starts to turn away from him. But then as she's like, kind of being like, maybe not okay with this, that's what triggered him remembering how Donovan was with him. And he was like, oh shit, I'm being no better than Donovan. She asked me to do something and I didn't do it. So Guts is such a great role model in this instance, because not only does he stop, but then he comes to terms and like talks to her. That is one thing we don't see him. I'm assuming that we didn't get the ending where he like gives the Casanova speech to her like we saw in the anime. I'm assuming that's coming in volume 10. We'll have to wait for that moment. But it is kind of a disservice, I feel like, because what Guts does here is like a moral story that I think any any man should learn from. Like, you can be vulnerable and open yourself up. It doesn't have to be about trauma necessarily, but the idea of them together is not just about it's mutual. There's something about it that it's about a give and take, but it's about how she is like, look, you've been through shit. But I'm here for you, just like how you're here for me. And we're both equals in this. And we both mutually want to be together. And we both learn from each other. We bear our souls to one another. We share our insecurities. We share our trauma and our past. And then we lick each other's wounds and move on together. And I love that. And I am a little bit sad that the anime, a part of me feels like the anime did not want to, they don't focus on Guts's thing with Donovan, obviously, because it's child assault. I'm sure that they had censorship with that. But then the tragedy of that is that you don't get to come back to this moment and revisit in the same way. That Guts has this moment where he finally comes to terms with killing Gambino, and he finally bears it all out and gets that emotionally out. And Casca doesn't judge him. She doesn't turn away from him. She just leans in and is like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to send you away. Like, my heart wants to be with you now. It's fine. And that means being with someone means bearing your soul and accepting them. And there is a little bit of comparison to Griffith, because you have Griffith asking Guts, he's like, am I dirty? Am I a filthy person? And Guts was like, no, but Guts doesn't know all that Griffith has bared to others. And so here it kind of goes a step further with it. And Guts is kind of like, you probably think I'm gross and I'm dirty and you don't want to be with me. And Casca's like, no, I do. We bear each other's traumas and we work through it together. Right. Whereas Griffith was just seeking validation, Guts is seeking acceptance and someone that can meet him on the same terms. And Casca's like, yeah, I can do that. And that's why I feel like the scene where they both come together is so beautiful, because it's these two characters who have been through some traumatic things, bearing their souls to each other, realizing that they both are supportive of each other and working through it to become better people. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the point of it, you know? So I love that. I think that's beautiful. And it's so good. And I almost wish the anime, I know that they couldn't include Guts coming to terms with Gambino. They could have included Guts coming to terms with Gambino, but if you didn't have the mention of the Donovan motif, then it wouldn't make sense why during their sexual act would he be bringing this up? Why then? But with the Donovan part, it makes sense. But I'm kind of sad the show doesn't show this, because it's like Guts, I feel, we know from reading the manga and we know from watching the show that on the outside, Guts is presented as this machismo, super masculine, super like not worried about anything, like larger than life character. But we know he's like a secret softie and that he has so many emotions buried under the surface. And with this, it's this idea that you can express those emotions and share that burden with someone else. And it doesn't make you any less masculine. It doesn't make you any less of a man. It doesn't make you any less of a person. It makes you more of a person, arguably, for being able to share that with someone. So I wish that this had been in the anime in some shape or form, and the part that's going to really suck, later is because Guts realized he was violating her and he stopped and he was, they talked it out. And then she was like, it's okay. I'm with you. I'm willing to be with you. And what's going to suck later is that Femto disregards all of that. Femto does not take her well-being into account at all like Guts does. He just assaults her. And Guts has to watch that. And I'm not ready to talk about that yet, but it's coming. It's coming so soon. It's going to be here before we know it, and I don't want to talk about that scene. I'm like, oh, we're going to have to go back to that. Which, we got a nice precursor to it here, though. That was really, the whole thing with the King and Charlotte was absolutely disturbing. Not necessary. Not necessary at all, right? I feel like you could have just ended that chapter where he was like, kind of lusting after her on the bed. That would have been enough. If you had just shown us that scene of him like looking at her and saying, is this the lips that kissed was his lips the ones that kissed yours? That's all we needed. We could have filled in the gaps. We could have been like, oh, yeah, so Griffith was right. Okay, cool. But Mira had to take it a step further, and I was like, bitch, why? And then when this scene started between Casca and Guts, I was like, oh, well, Mira's going to make up for it by giving us this beautiful love scene between them. But then he was like, time to bring in some trauma. It reminds me, there's a BL series called Twittering Birds Never Fly. If you've not watched it or read it, you should. It's really good. It is a BL, but it's amazing, and I love it. It's about a Yakuza boss, and this bodyguard that he gets hired, and their kind of relationship develops. But the main Yakuza, Yashiro, he has had a similar experience to Guts, and it has twisted his concept of love to the point where instead of Guts like repressing it and just drawing more inward, Yashiro's character, he becomes like even more sexually deviant. He like tries to exploit and use sex as a way of gaining power and kind of like taking back that power for himself. And meeting Domeki, who is the other character in the BL that's the love interest, Domeki kind of offers him for the first time like a tender, caring love. And Yashiro does not know what to do with it. And that reminded me of Guts here, whereas Yashiro's only been violated and he doesn't know what to do with genuine, real love. He's just kind of like, I don't know what to do with these emotions. I'm not used to this. It's kind of like with Guts. He's not used to someone genuinely offering him physical affection that's not trying to hurt him or use him. And it's just, I was really sad at first that we went this route with the trauma, but then I was really glad that Miura did this because it brings Casca and Guts even closer, which is going to make me hate Femto even more. So I don't know. I didn't really need to use Whiteboard Kun this week, but they're here. We now have proof that Whiteboard Kun can in fact work here as a tool if needed. But I'm like, ugh. Next week is going to be the rescue operation. I don't know if we're going to get the eclipse next week, but I'm terrified of it. And we'll have the Skull Night, so yay. I'm like, oh no, what do we do? So there's that. But yeah, so I'm curious to know your thoughts about this volume down below. Whatever y'all thought. But I will probably wait and get more and look at a few comments before I come back to volume 10. But we're going to be starting Deluxe Volume 4 next week. So, in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll be back next week with more Berserk. Bye!